In today's video, we'll go over Adobe Photoshop versus Figma. We're going to tackle one of the biggest debates in the design world and hopefully help you figure out which one is right for you. You know, choosing your design software, it's a huge decision. I mean, it's way more than just picking something with a bunch of features. It shapes how you think, how you create, and how you work with your team. Get it right, and everything just flows. But get it wrong, well, you end up fighting your tools instead of actually creating anything cool.
So, to help you make the right call, here's our game plan. We'll introduce these two design titans, put them head-to-head, see how they work in the real world, check out the price tags, and then give you our final verdict. Sound good? Let's dive in.
First up, let's really get to know these two. What's their core identity? What were they actually built to do?
Okay, so in one corner, you've got Adobe Photoshop, the OG, the undisputed king of raster graphics for like over 30 years. It's the industry standard for photo editing, digital painting, you name it. And on the other side, we've got Figma, the challenger that completely shook up the world of UI and UX design. It was built from the ground up for teams to design websites, apps, all that stuff, together at the same time.
All right, now that we know who they are, let's put them in the ring and see how they stack up against each other. This is where the differences really pop.
So the absolute biggest difference you need to understand is raster versus vector. Photoshop is all about raster. It works with pixels, those tiny little squares of color, perfect for photos. But if you try to make a pixel-based image bigger, it gets all blurry and pixelated. Figma, on the other hand, is a vector tool. It uses math, lines, and curves. And what that means is you can scale a logo up to the size of a building and it will stay perfectly crisp, no quality loss. It's not about which is better. It's like a hammer versus a drill. You just use them for different jobs. And honestly, this quote from Figma CEO Dylan Field just says it all. Figma never wanted to be another Photoshop. They had a totally different mission: to solve the unique problems that come with designing products for the web together as a team. And you can totally see that philosophy in action. I mean, Figma's killer feature is its real-time collaboration. It's like Google Docs for design. Multiple people working in the same file at once. Photoshop just can't do that. Figma also has prototyping built right in. It's way easier for beginners to pick up, and it runs in a browser on any computer. That makes it so much more accessible than Photoshop, which is a big, heavy desktop app.
Okay, theory is great, but how do these tools actually hold up on a real project? Let's look at a few day-in-the-life scenarios for different creative pros.
Let's imagine 3 different teams. First, a UI/UX team building a new app. For them, it's a no-brainer. Figma is king because of its collaboration and prototyping. Now, picture a photographer retouching a photo shoot. They need that pixel-perfect control and the crazy powerful AI tools in Photoshop. Figma can't even come close. And finally, think about a marketing agency. For them, it's kind of both. They'll use Figma for quick social media templates that the whole team can jump into, but when it's time to create a big, splashy ad with lots of photo manipulation, they're firing up Photoshop every single time.
And of course, we gotta talk about the money. For any freelancer or business, cost is a huge factor. So what's it gonna cost you to get access to these amazing tools?
Yeah, their pricing models tell a pretty interesting story. Right off the bat, Figma is way more accessible because it has an amazing free plan that's actually useful. Adobe only gives you a 7-day trial. For paid plans, Figma charges you per editor, while Adobe charges per user for its whole suite. This can make Figma way cheaper for big teams where only a few people are actually designing. But if you're a creative who needs Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, and all that, then Adobe's All Apps bundle starts to look like a better deal.
Okay, we've gone through what they are, what they do, how they're used, and what they cost. So let's wrap this all up and get to the final verdict.
So here's the deal. Photoshop's superpower is its incredible, unmatched power for editing images. But that power comes at a cost. It's harder to learn and more expensive. Figma's superpower is its best-in-class collaboration and just how easy it is to use. But it was never built for heavy-duty photo editing. So really, the best tool is the one that fits the job you're doing. It's not about which one is better. It's about which one is right for you and your workflow.
And I'll leave you with this final thought. As AI gets more and more powerful, it's changing everything. Photoshop is adding crazy generative art tools, and Figma is exploring AI to automate workflows. So the big question is, will the lines between these specialized tools start to blur? Will we one day have one tool that can do it all? Or will specialization always win out? That, my friends, is the question that's going to shape the entire future of design.